So my prediction for the rest of the NFC East, pain.
You want a war? You're going to get one.
What was that? He had no time for one more play.
He had an opportunity to win that game at the end.
But the referee screwed us. The brother screwed us.
I'm upset, but
the brother screwed us.
At least they fought back and tried.
Only Cowboys game.
You
The
literally.
brother screwed us. The brother screwed us. He had one man opportunity for one more play.
Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there. So the Philadelphia Eagles are locked and loaded. We are locked, stocked, and ready. No, I don't want to go that way. That's not what where I meant to go with this. We're locked and loaded is what I'm trying to say. We're locked and loaded, and we are ready to destroy the NFC East, to destroy the NFC. And the question is this: is there anybody in the division that can make this a race with the Eagles? Is there anybody that can compete with the Philadelphia Eagles? That's the question. Most people say it's the Dallas Cowboys, that they have a chance if anybody. So we're going to take a look at their schedule today, and we're going to see if they really can hang with the Eagles. Pause. Now, before we get into it, if you're new to the channel and you like the content, make sure you hit that like button. More importantly, make sure you subscribe to the most censored, the most throttled Eagles content creator in all of the internet. If you've been subscribed for a while, I just want to thank you for all the support you give to me. It truly means a lot, especially you Dallas Cowboy fans and the ones that hate me. Thank you for coming on and hating me. I love to monetize the hate. You know what I'm saying? But in all seriousness, thank you so much for your support. It's great. And because you're here supporting me, I'm going to give you an unbiased view of the Dallas Cowboys schedule. That's right, it's going to be unbiased, and we'll get into it. It'll be fun. One thing I do want to address before I do talk about the Cowboys and their schedule, I had a lot of people ask me about the Cjgj Gardner-Johnson situation. Many of you guys probably saw he was on a show, Up and Adam's show. I never watched it in my life, but they posted something on Twitter, and he was basically saying that he thinks the Eagles turned their back on him. Not just the Eagles, but actually the Saints too. And he thought maybe it was because of his personality or something like that. And people wanted to know my opinion on it. My opinion is this: the whole Cjgj Gardner-Johnson thing is just weird. It is weird. My theory on what happened is that the Eagles, their plan was to try to get James Bradberry signed and Cjgj Gardner-Johnson. They were going to then let Darius Slay go because, you know, he's older than those guys, and they were going to go with those two guys. Cjgj Gardner-Johnson decided he wanted top money. Looked like that's what he was going to get early on in free agency. If you guys remember, he posted a whole thing saying, you know, thank you for the year, blah, blah, blah. And everybody thought it was over. When he didn't get the money, then he became open to coming back to Philly. But by that time, what the Eagles had did is they said, all right, we can't get Cjgj Gardner-Johnson. We're not going to get him. We better go fix everything with Slay and get him back here in Philly, because we can't lose both guys. We want to have at least two of the three guys back. And I think that's what happened. And so by the time they paid Slay, he wasn't going to come back to Philly because they had already spent the money. This was before they had the Hurts contract worked out, and the cap, they hadn't created all the cap space yet. So I think that's what happened. I don't think the Eagles ever intended to turn their back on Cjgj Gardner-Johnson. And, you know, he's a Detroit Lion now. I wish him nothing but the best. But that's my theory on what happened in the whole situation. Now, as far as the division goes, I did a schedule prediction for the Eagles yesterday. I'm going to do one for Dallas today. I'll do one for the Giants and Washington in the next few days as well. The question is can any of these teams keep up with the Eagles in the division? Most people think it's Dallas. We'll see. But before that, pinky up. Pinky up while you drink. Now, I am going to be unbiased here. I am going to tell you 100% facts. I am going to take my heart and put it to the side, and I am not going to be biased at all. I'm just telling you. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. Oh, yeah, we know. I can't, right? I'm an Eagles fan. I can only be what I can be. You know what I'm saying? So I'll try my best to give the Cowboys benefit of the doubt when I can. But come on, I can't be 100% unbiased. They're the Cowboys. But in all reality, they probably have the best opportunity out of any of these division teams to compete with the Eagles. The question is, how good can they be? My answer may surprise some of you guys today, and you may be shocked, but let's get into it. So, week 1, Sunday Night Football, the Dallas Cowboys looks like they're traveling to New York to play the New York Giants. Oh, Giants-Dallas opening weekend. What a surprise. It's like they play every other year. They're playing each other week 1. Usually it's in Dallas, and Dallas usually beats the Giants. So I'm going to say week 1, I think Dallas goes into New York, and I think they're going to win. I think they're going to win because they usually beat the Giants. And, like I said, we're going to try to be fair here. So I got Dallas starting 1-0. The following week, they got to play the New York Jets and Aaron Rodgers. Now, if we're going to be fair with the Giants, we got to be fair with the Jets because, one, Aaron Rodgers usually beats the Dallas Cowboys. So I think he comes back in. This is the perfect Aaron Rodgers, New York Jets. Here we go. I got the Jets beating the Dallas Cowboys week 2. So I have the Cowboys 1-1. The following week, it looks like they are in Arizona playing the Cardinals and Jonathan Gannon, which means Dak Prescott will throw for 85% completion percentage because it's Jonathan Gannon's stinky defense. Thank God he's gone. So I got Dallas winning versus the Cardinals. Then they got to play the New England Patriots. I think the Dallas Cowboys will beat the New England Patriots. So after 4 weeks, I have the Dallas Cowboys. I have them 3-1. That's just the truth. So I have them 3-1. Now, they are going to play the San Francisco 49ers in San Francisco. This looks like a Sunday night game. Let me see here. Let me pull up this calendar and make sure. What is that? 10-8. Yeah, that's a Sunday night game. So Sunday night, it's going to be Dallas and the Niners in San Francisco. I'm gonna say the 49ers win that game. I think the Niners, they usually give Dallas problems, especially in San Francisco. I think they win. So I got the Niners winning that game, and that would take Dallas to 3-2. And then you go week 6, they play the Chargers, and they're in LA. This is an interesting game because they beat the Chargers last. I don't know what to think of the Chargers. Like, I know they've got talent. I know they got some players, but they always seem to be underachievers to me, and so do the Cowboys. I'm gonna say Dallas is gonna win this game. I'm gonna say Dallas goes in and beats the Chargers. So after 6 weeks, I have the Dallas Cowboys 4-2. I have the Eagles 6-0, by the way. Then Dallas has a bye week. They come back, and they're going to play the Rams. They're going to play the Rams at home. I think they win that game. So I now have them 5-2 heading into Philadelphia to play the undefeated Philadelphia Eagles. I have the Eagles winning that game. The Eagles are not losing to Dallas, especially at home. I think at this point the Eagles will be on a roll. This will take the Eagles to 9-0, and I have the Eagles winning, giving Dallas their third loss of the year. So Eagles will win that game. Then you have them playing the New York Giants again. The Giants. So I have Dallas actually winning this game again. They're going to sweep the Giants. They usually beat the Giants. I don't think anything's going to change. So I got Dallas winning that game. Week 11, I have the Dallas Cowboys playing the Carolina Panthers. Now, Carolina, come on, they're rebuilding. They just drafted their quarterback of the future. I got Dallas winning that game. So I think Dallas wins that game. Then they've got to play the Washington Commanders. This is a Thanksgiving Day game. Now, my thoughts on Washington are this. They've got some good players on their team, but I just don't know I don't know about their quarterback situation. I just don't know it. So I'm going to say Thanksgiving Day, the Dallas Cowboys will beat the Washington Commanders. What a stupid name. So going into week 13, I have the Dallas Cowboys at 8-3. Now, what's interesting about this is that I have the Eagles 9-2. The Eagles, I have them losing to Kansas City and Buffalo back-to-back weeks. And I have the Eagles 9-2. So Dallas at this point is only 1.5 games out behind the Eagles because the Eagles already beat them. So week 13, I have the Dallas Cowboys beating the Seattle Seahawks at home. I think Dallas will beat them. And then that would take them to 9-3. I would have the Eagles at 10-2 at that point, and it would be the Eagles-Dallas in the big matchup. This is be a big matchup. Dallas can tie the division right here. They can make their move right here. Eagles-Dallas in Dallas, Sunday Night Football, and boom, take out the broom. Take out the broom and the trash because the Eagles are going to sweep the Dallas Cowboys. I got the Philadelphia Eagles sweeping the Dallas Cowboys, giving the Cowboys their 4th loss of the season. And that is going to be devastating. Cowboy fans are going to be losing it. They're going to be wishing that they were Philadelphia Eagles. It is going to be a beautiful thing.
Oh, God. No. I want to be like the Eagles.
So after that sweeping by the Philadelphia Eagles, the Dallas Cowboys are sitting at 9-4, and they've got a tough matchup. They have to head to Buffalo to play the Buffalo Bills. I actually have the Buffalo Bills winning this game at home versus the Dallas Cowboys. So Dallas is going to now lose 2 in a row. And all of a sudden, Dallas goes from 9-3 to 9-5, and they're heading into a Christmas Eve game matchup with the Miami Dolphins in Miami. This is going to be an interesting game. These Christmas Eve games when teams are traveling, you never know how these kind of things are going to go. But I think Dallas goes into Miami, and I think the Miami Dolphins will beat the Dallas Cowboys. It is December, and this is what the Cowboys usually do in December. They begin to lose. That's just the way it is. So I have the Dallas Cowboys losing to the Miami Dolphins, and they would have dropped 3 games in a row. So they went from 9-3 to 9-6. The following week, week 17, the Dallas Cowboys fighting for their playoff hopes because the Eagles by this point in time will have clinched the division and possibly home field throughout the playoffs. So Dallas week 17 in a big matchup. I have the Dallas Cowboys versus the Detroit Lions. I have the Dallas Cowboys beating the Detroit Lions, who I think at this point will be fighting for a wild card themselves. I'm going to say Dallas wins at home, beats the Detroit Lions, and now they're sitting at 10-6, week 18, and they're going to need this game too. They're going to need to go to Washington and win, and I think they're going to do it. I think Dallas goes into Washington. I think they win, and I think Dallas finishes the year 11-6. That's not bad. That's not bad. 11-6 for the Dallas Cowboys is what I see. I think they make a wild card, and that's kind of how I see it. I really think, in all honesty, I think Dallas got better this offseason, no doubt about it. Tougher schedule, and I think the Eagles are even better than they were a year ago. So I think the Dallas Cowboys' floor is 8 wins. I think their ceiling is 12 wins. So I think between 8 and 12 wins is where I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to be. I think the Eagles, of course, are going to be ceiling of 11 to 15 wins. So I think the Eagles finish first. Dallas, well, we'll see what the Giants do in Washington in other videos coming. But I have the Dallas Cowboys sitting at 11-6 on the year, finishing most likely in second place, but making the playoffs. And let's face it, Dallas Cowboy fans, you have to win in the playoffs. Your season doesn't really even start till the playoffs because It's not about what Dak Prescott does in the regular season. It's not about what he goes out and he could go out and throw 40 touchdowns during the regular season. What does he do in the playoffs? I mean, you have a guy in Jalen Hurts who, has been to the Super Bowl. He has won playoff games. Dak hasn't done with Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts has a better record in the playoffs than Dak Prescott. He is more accomplished as a playoff quarterback than Dak Prescott. That's saying a lot. And how long will you make excuses for the Dallas Cowboys and Dak Prescott to constantly lose in the second round? Now, I honestly am not being biased here. I honestly am saying, to me, I look at the Dallas Cowboys as a team that has a quarterback in his 8th year, a guy that has to show he can win the big game, has to get over the hump. And they went out, they got Cooks, they got Gilmore, they got better. Can Dak Prescott go in the playoffs and put that team on his back and go out and win big games? I saw Jalen Hurts do it. Can Dak Prescott do it? That's the question. Dallas in some ways reminds me of the Eagles in the early 2000s, when it wasn't about winning the division or even making the playoffs. So our season really began in that championship game, and we lost. We went to 3 championship games in a row, and they were brutal. We lost to the Rams, then we lost to the Buccaneers. Then we lost to the Carolina Panthers. Those were hard, but those were hard moments for us. I see the Dallas Cowboys similar to that. Can the Dallas Cowboys get past the second round of the playoffs? That's going to be questioned. So don't be mad because I don't have you having better record than the Philadelphia Eagles. Your season starts when you get into the playoffs. Can you actually advance beyond the second round? That's what I want to know. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. Of course, don't be a dingbat. And remember, it's how we vision. We're all just living in it. So going into week 1, the Eagles-Patriots, they are the most expensive tickets in the NFL. A lot of that has to do with the fact that it's going to be like the return of Brady and stuff to New England. But right now, they got tickets going for an average of $742. That is crazy. That is insane. Can you imagine all those New Englanders, all those Patriot fans going to spend all that money to watch Brady get disappointed when the Eagles go in and beat the New England Patriots again? It's going to be crazy. What are you going to do? Denzel Washington out.